since we were talking about the Rockies, how about we start there? So Chase Burns is starting for the Reds today. And even though he does not have great numbers, he's 0-1 with an 8.10 ERA. He is somebody who has electric stuff, one of the prospect type guys that a lot of people are following. And he's facing one of the worst lineups in all of baseball, especially when the Rockies are on the road. They are not a potent lineup. So Cincinnati minus 210 here. You'd have to find a creative way to play it. Total of 9.5 runs. German Marquez, who I know is only 3-10 with a 5.84 ERA. I will say this: at least he is a veteran MLB pitcher. Like he's not the worst one in the rotation. So like for that reason, I'm not like super big on this play. But I was trying to look for a way to play Chase Burns today because I do think he has really good stuff.
Okay. I mean, he does. I think it's only a matter of time where he comes around. And look, it's just tough making the transition. We see this all the time. And the guys kind of settle in. They make the adjustment, and they're fine. German Marquez has been bad on the road. 2-4, 6.48 ERA. I mean, opposing lineups are batting more than 300 against him. 324, to be exact. I don't... Here's the thing. You're sort of banking on Burns, like this is the game that he sort of rounds into form or has a really good outing. And he might, but also I think there's a strong possibility that maybe he's just not ready yet. I mean, I think he's ready for the major league level, but maybe he's not going to have that outing that I think is due. So there's just a little too few unknowns in this particular game. You can definitely make a case for Reds on the run line. There's no question about that. But I think I would need a pitcher going for the team against the Rockies that has a little bit more of a sample size that I can rely on, as opposed to sort of banking on someone coming together early on in their career.
Yeah, and also, you can hone in on the pitcher. Like if you don't want to trust the Reds offense, like I would understand that as well. So the pitcher props for Chase Burns today, 2.5 earned runs is the line. Under is minus 135. Maybe that's worth a look. Or you can look at his strikeouts because I think maybe there's some value there. It's 6.5, which is pretty high, but he is a strikeout pitcher and he has not lasted long in some of these games and has still gotten this number. The only game he did not get it was against the Red Sox because he only lasted a third of an inning. But in the games where he's at least stayed in there for a few innings, went 5 innings against the Yankees and had 8 strikeouts in that game. 4 2/3 against the Phils, had 7 strikeouts there. So that's even money. I think maybe that makes a lot of sense if you want to sprinkle something on Chase Burns today, if you are looking for a pitcher to target. All right, so how about this pitching matchup? Should be a decent one. Tigers have Tariq Skubal going. Their ace, the Cy Young favorite, is 10-2 with a 2.02 ERA. But Detroit is minus 200. And I will say the Mariners are a good squad. Luis Castillo is an MLB veteran. The win-loss record is not great this year, 5-5, but does have a 3.31 ERA, total of 7. Because I did think about taking it under here, but that is very low. Jenks, did you consider this one for the card?
Yeah, I'm going to go light today because I went 3-0, I think, last time out, and which was good to feel, and I don't want to go into the weekend with a losing record. I kind of want to ease into the weekend because I'm already kind of in weekend mode. So I'm trying to decide between one of two bets, but this is one of them. I think you can go Tigers first 5 run line here, and I might play it. Right now, the first 5 run line, you can shop around. It's minus 130. That's not bad for Tariq Skubal. And also, I mean, I know it's a low total too. And look, Luis Castillo is a hell of a pitcher. There's no question. But when he's on the road, his ERA jumps like a couple points. It's 4.67 away from Seattle. And also, when you look at first 5 teams in Major League Baseball, Tigers are number 3 overall. So you got a great team in the first 5. They're playing at home. You've got the best pitcher in baseball on the mound and an opposing pitcher who isn't nearly as successful when he's away from home. I think Detroit first 5 run line is a good play. And again, it's minus 130.
I think value is always relative, and I think that is a good price. It looks like it's gone to minus 140 at BetMGM, and I think a lot of bettors are probably leaning in that direction. 90% of the money at BetMGM is on the Tigers on the run line in the first 5 innings. But listen, this is the best team in the American League. This is the best pitcher in baseball. So I think, again, value is always relative. And as good as the Mariners have been, they have not held a candle to what the Tigers are doing this year. Luis Castillo is a quality pitcher, but he's not missing bats at the rate that Tariq Skubal is. So I think that's a really good play. If you like unders, how about this game? So I was looking at the pitching matchups, and I look at MLB.com before I look at the sports book, and I try to kind of guess where some of the numbers go. And I knew this would be a low total, but for a good reason. Pirates Twins today. Paul Skeens is going for the Pirates. A bad offense usually means unders as well. Skeens is 4-7 with a 1.94 ERA. Joe Ryan goes for the Twins. He's 8-4 with a 2.76 ERA. But the total in this one is 6.5, Jenks. Would you still consider an under? Is there anything worth betting on in this game?
If I'm going to consider an under, it's going to be a first 5 under, because I worry about there's always the potential, at least, for the Pirates pen to kind of lose its mind. I think that's the one thing that would worry me here. But also, what is the first 5 under in this game?
It's 3.
It's 3?
You can get 3.5 for -155 if you're interested. I know there's a 5.5 for the first 7 out there at -150, I think, at another book. Because I was looking at that as well. Because sometimes you can get creative if you think the pitcher is going to go more than 5 innings on both sides of the coin. So if you think both these pitchers have quality starts, 5.5 in the first 7 innings, I feel like that's the way to kind of creatively play this one. Because 3 is pretty low. Because 3.5, you're still essentially playing a 3. And then 6.5, no. So I think first 7, if you play anything, that would be my bet.
Oh, I think that's a really smart way to play it. That's really creative. And I'm not creative when it comes to my bets. That's a really good idea, and especially when you're talking about a guy like Joe Ryan. I don't know how deep Skeens will go, but Ryan could definitely go deep in this game against that Pirates lineup, and he tends to go deeper than Paul Skeens anyway, just because he's not throwing as hard. So, yeah, I like that bet a lot. That's a really good idea.
Yeah. Well, first 7 bets are good if you have that handicap, because there are certain pitchers in baseball that usually go more than 5 innings. There's not that many, but I think based on the characteristics here, Joe Ryan going against a weak Pirates offense and Paul Skeens, it's not going to be shocking to me if he goes at least 6 in this game. So first 7, maybe that makes the card for me.